everybody. Don't be scared. I know today we're doing a makeup tutorial. So we're starting like this. This is something new and this one's for anyone that wears makeup, you know? I'm really excited to get ready with you guys. And a few of my friends and family suggest that I do a makeup tutorial. So I thought, why not? Okay, let's do it. There's a couple things that I actually saw on TikTok that I want to try, like the eyeshadow with this guy, okay? Eyelash curler. I'm gonna try that. And the overdrawing the lips. I've been doing this for a while, but I saw this like round one. We'll try it. Maybe we'll do like a bold lip for New Year's. Look, don't be afraid to sport a bold lip. Bold lips are so sexy and you don't have to have big lips to rock a red lip or blonde berry, whatever, anything other than nude or chapstick. Sometimes, you know, you need to try something new. Step out of your comfort zone. I remember the first time that I wore a bold lip and I was terrified. I felt like a clown. I was like, oh no, this is too much. And the first compliment that I got, I was like, yes, people are vibing with it. So don't be afraid, you know, you're beautiful. You've got perfect lips no matter what shape they are. Just put some color on them. Let's get started so you guys don't have to look at this anymore. All right, so I like to start with a primer. Depending on what kind of skin you guys have, choose a primer that is compatible and beneficial for your skin type. Maybe you're oily, maybe you're dry, maybe you're a combination. The older I get, your skin just dries out naturally. You know, it's just natural progression. You get wiser and more beautiful. You also get more dry. Dang it. And then I go right into a foundation. So, all right, now we're just gonna get this foundation everywhere, you know? They say to go in upward motions. You don't want to stretch your skin out more than it already gets stretched out. Try to avoid touching your face all day. It can be hard. I want to drag this down under the neck. I like to use a beauty blender. Maybe a brush is more your style, you know? Do whatever feels good to you, whatever works best for you. All right, so we've got our foundation on. Now I like to do concealer. I like to use the concealer kind of as a highlight as well. Definitely under the eye. I like to go right up in here. My eyes are kind of deep set, so I have a lot of shadows. And then we go out here on the corner to give the illusion of drawing the face upward. So you want to go at kind of a diagonal. Under the brow bone. I like to do the chin. Highlight the chin to give a balance to your face. Now I've got a pesky hormonal pimple right here, so we'll give that guy a cover. Also the jawline. I also like to add concealer around my mouth to give more of a pouty lip. You can just do a Black Dahlia type smile. So morbid, I know, but you get it, right? Like, I actually like to let that set for just a couple seconds and I'll just blend it out. So once you are concealed, then we're gonna go into setting powder. I just like to use a brush. This one actually broke, but it's my favorite. I like to start with the places that I just concealed. Now we've got our blank canvas. We're going to contour the face. So I like to use a powder. I know a lot of people like to use a cream. Again, it just really depends on your skin type and what you prefer. Placement and the general idea, however, is essentially the same. So we'll start with the cheeks. A general rule, you can kind of feel your cheekbone and where it dips, and that's where you want to start, okay, is in that dip, because essentially you are just accentuating that dip that's already there. And to give the illusion of a facelift, you want to give it kind of a diagonal line here. And then you just kind of want to follow your hairline around. I have a giant forehead, so I kind of go a little bit darker up here on the top. And then right under the jawline here, just follow your jawline around. And again, you want to drag this down. I'm going to do a contour on my nose. This can be tricky. It's taken me almost 2 years to figure out how to do this on my own face, but I have to do some correcting with the contour. If you're blessed with a perfect little nose, be so grateful, okay? For those of us that aren't, we're gonna draw it on like we are, okay? Here we go. And the idea here is to give your nose a symmetrical shape. All right, now we're gonna go back and highlight. All right, so for this look, the red lip, I'm just gonna use the same colors that I'm contouring with. I really like just the natural look of it. We'll do a lash and just a classic brow. It's a good look. We are gonna try this trick. I'm excited to try this. I've seen it done so many times and this is my first time. I think you're just supposed to maybe hold this guy like right where you can still see. Right? Or, okay, follow your crease out. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like it. I might even go a little lower. Huh, how exciting. That is wonderful and really easy. All right, guys, so it gives like a perfect, good deal. All right, so we're gonna do it again on this side. Right on. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the same color down onto my lid. Sweet. So here we are. Next, instead of an eyeliner, I like to do what's called a drop shadow. It's not as harsh and you can blend it out pretty good. So I like to use just like a brown color. My eyes are blue, so I like to use a brown color. If you have brown eyes, black or like a dark brown is cool. Green eyes, purple is amazing. If you know the color wheel, whatever's opposite of your eye color, it's gonna make your eyes pop. Again, we always want to draw the face upward, make everything appear to be going up. So your eyebrow, where it ends, you want your eyeliner kind of be shot that way. Again, this is a drop shadow, but I still like to give that kind of effect. So I start at the corner of my eye and I just make a boop. Okay? Cool. And then I go back to the corner and I just work it right on the lash line. I try to avoid my waterline. My eyes are very watery, so as soon as I get anything in them, boom, waterworks. Okay, here's another trick. My eyes are somewhat close together and I wanted to look more symmetrical, so we just want to draw them outward. So I do not bring my drop shadow any further than the middle of my pupil. If I go all the way in, it will make my eyes look smaller than they already are. We'll go ahead and do the other side. Again, we'll start at the corner. And I just kind of do like a flick of the wrist, to be honest. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're good. So I'm just gonna connect this to this to this, just with shadows. I'm just gonna use the same brown and I'm just gonna do little dots until I connect them. Little dots, little dots, little dots. All right, now that looks straight. Cool, and then just fill that in. Little dots, little dots, little dots. Good deal. So now we've got kind of a cat eye look, but it's kind of subdued. It's not a harsh line, which is also very sexy. But for today's look, we're gonna keep it a light eye and a bold lip. So we'll just kind of feather this across the lash line. So next we'll do the eyebrows. Now I like to comb out some of the foundation and powder before I start. Next I like to use a eyebrow setter gel. I like to use the clear. I like to comb the hairs up to give more of a natural appearance. All right, so now that our brows are set, I'm gonna take an angle brush. A good rule of thumb is to start from the corner of your eye. Just go straight up, and I like to do tiny strokes. Follow it around, the natural shape of your arch, and just a small tail. You don't want this to come down too far, otherwise it will drag your face down. So you want, again, everything to go up. And then we'll just kind of fill this in. Small strokes, I think, is the key. Small strokes are easier to manage and you have more control over where the product is going. Your brush strokes want to mimic your hair strokes. And if you have a spoolie on the end of your angle brush, I like to just kind of blend it out a little bit. So this side, I'm gonna go to the corner of my eye, I'm gonna go straight up, and then small feathery strokes. So I'm looking a little bit empty on this side. I think I'm gonna go back and try to fill that in and make it look equal to the other side. Okay. Got our brows on. Cool. So next, okay, so strip lashes. If you don't wear strip lashes very often, do not be scared of them. There's a couple things you can do that will make your experience better. If you're new, I highly suggest getting a lash that has a clear band that the lashes are attached to and that the lashes are kind of spread out. You can still get a really thick lash without having a super thick band. I like to take them off and size them to your eye. You could kind of just lay them across your lash line to get an idea. And I usually have to cut off 1 or 2 clusters at the ends. When you have your scissors out, I like to also just make sure that your little edge of the band has a clean edge. If it's a pokey edge, that will drive you nuts all day, all night. Whenever you're wearing these, they will drive you crazy. So I always like to almost do a diagonal with the band, just diagonal. So once you have your lashes cut, then I also like to kind of stretch them out. Take them by each side and kind of just run through each cluster and just break that band apart a little bit. This will make them a lot more manageable, a lot easier to fit to your eye, to get it to stick to your eye once you have the glue on. Then the biggest life-saving trick I can tell you is the amount of glue you put on the lash and how long you leave it on there. I like to bring the glue to the tip of your squeezy bottle or whatever. There's also brush on glue that you can use as well. And this is just my favorite. So I like to just kind of gently paint a very thin line. As you're doing it, the glue will kind of stick to itself and drag across the lash. It looks like a bubble came out and we got kind of a lot. Sometimes what I do when that happens, you can see we have kind of a lot. I'll just take my finger and run it along the bottom to get the excess. So if you can see that now, we have just a very thin line of glue. Now I like to let it sit for about 30 seconds. If you're using the black, you will kind of see the color start to change from a super light gray and it'll get darker with time. So now I kind of like to start on the outside edge and just gently place it on your lash line. Now we're not up against the lash line yet, but we're gonna work it down. So we start with the outside corner, kind of wiggle it. Okay, now once you have it down to your lash line, I like to go back and just connect the lash to your lash. So we're just gonna drag a very thin line of glue right across the lash band. And when it looks nice and tacky, we're gonna start towards the outside corner. Just gonna lay it on and then work it on. So once you've got it laid on there, just go back and reinforce the glue right at the lash line. All right, now we've got our lashes. Cool. Alrighty, so after lashes, I like to kind of go back with a foundation powder and just kind of smooth out some of my shiny problem areas. Make sure you blend out your contour. I'm gonna go back and add just a little bit of highlight right underneath the brow. And because we're gonna do a bold lip, I like to just do kind of a sheer peachy blush. And again, you wanna go in an upward motion. Last on the eyes. I do this both ways sometimes. I'm kind of bummed I should have done this first. You can either put your mascara on before or after the lashes. To extend the life of your lashes, definitely put the mascara on before. The more mascara you get in the lashes, the quicker they're ruined. But you also don't need very much. You can just kind of tap it along the bottom just to get enough on your lashes to blend them in. Bippity boppity boop. So last is lips. I just kind of like to wipe your lip line to get some of that excess foundation and powder and stuff off. You always want to start with a sharpened pencil to get your best result. Mine's pretty much there. We're gonna go for it. Okay, so what I like to do is draw just outside the line, right above. All right, guys, so I'm just going to connect this at the top. And there you go. So we just made our lips look a lot bigger simply by drawing outside the line. Okay, now I'm gonna fill it in. I like to use this matte liquid lipstick. When I am finished with my lip, just to make sure I have a solid line, I like to just take a small brush, maybe a concealer brush, and my powder and follow that line around. And there we have it, friends. Yeah, now we're ready. So cool, you guys. Hey, thanks for coming and getting ready with me today. I know it's a little bit different, but hopefully you enjoyed it, maybe learned a couple tips that you can use at home. I really hope that you did. If you like this video, give it a like, maybe subscribe if you want to come back and hang out again. I'd love that. That would be super fun. Look forward to some new, cool, exciting stuff in 2023, guys. We're gonna be switching it up. We're gonna be living, laughing, loving, doing all the things in 2023. Cool, well, signing out. Be safe. Drink responsibly, and we will see you next year. Peace.